There he is.
There he
That
is.
was close.
Man.
Hello.
It's actually saying that I can't print that anyways. Did you bring a copy of that? So I can just, look over? How many did you make?
I made 2 of the resolution, 2 of the agreements.
Okay, so I made all the resolutions, but I can still take them for the next meeting, so that way they don't get wasted. So I'll just put it in the packets then.
All right, there's the 2 agreements.
Okay. I'm gonna hold up for just a minute so she can make me copies of these. Right? So we'll probably be a minute or 2 late. So.
Insert a random picture of trees.
If you're not early, you're late. What is it?
Figured it was a surprise.
Trailer park.
Is this a good one?
Is that on here? Talking about?
Are we picking up Christmas trees, Steve? Are we picking up Christmas trees?
No, I'll explain it. But yeah, kind of, okay? Yeah, kind of.
I thought someone donated a tree every year.
No, we got the one out here that they donated, that we decorate.
Why do we need another one?
I was just guessing.
Being dumped up there and where to go.
There's an old family Christmas tree.
You know, you can do fine.
So do I just get started, and then we just pass this around, and I'll have a copy for everybody at the end of the meeting?
Right?
Right, is it time or?
Yeah, it's time. All right, do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do the roll call, please. Call the order, 7 o'clock. Do a roll call, please.
Trustee Wakely?
Here.
Trustee Wolfhard?
Here.
Trustee Lukalasi?
Here.
President Bank?
Here.
Trustee G?
Here.
Trustee Lacewell?
Here.
Trustee Wolfhard? Tom Green?
Here.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion passes. These are the minutes from the committee meeting on September 13th. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, next we'll do the bills. Oh, yeah, let me do the bills. All right, we got each half contract for testing, one for the water, one for the sewer, $39.58.33 and $39.58.34. Then we've got sewer testing, $105.50, $140.66, $114.59, and water testing, $114.59. We bought some gravel, we needed to get gravel to fill some potholes, et cetera, and repair some of the area where we had some water main breaks. That was $225. Visconti, our monthly contract with them, $126. O'Reilly Auto Parts, $18.97. The 457 plan, which is the retirement plan for our employees, $375. The risk management, $24,212.97. That's our liability insurance, et cetera, you know, the insurance on the buildings and vehicles. We actually budgeted $30, so it came in almost $6,000 under budget. And then we've got a bunch of building inspections. We got electrical review, $80, a roof, $75, a solar panel, $75, driveway, $95, house renovation, $3278.75, solar inspection, $75, driveway, $95, porch, $120, driveway, $95, walkway, $95, garage addition, $225, windows, $75. Then ComEd, the water tower, $826.37, the lift station, $248.97, Shadowbrook Drive, $919.65, the well on 4th Street, $23.25, Village Hall, $12.82, The Ogden lights of 141838, the pumping meters 486256, and our metered lights 5379. Gasoline for our vehicles 553.80, Frontier 381.63 and 588.41. Miscellaneous for labor law posting 99.50. Plumbing operating supplies $1.45. Street paint, I had our Public Works repaint all the crosswalks before school, $40.58. Legal services, the tower lease was $15.84, if I'm reading that right, and our normal everyday legal services, $25.24.50. And water supplies, chemicals, $265.98 for a grand total of $52,139.32. And general fund will take $36,599.08, and water and sewer will be $15,540.24. Are there any questions? Okay, can I have a motion to approve these bills?
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a roll call, please.
Trustee Wakely.
Aye.
Trustee Lopez.
Aye.
Trustee Galassi.
Aye.
President Bing.
Aye.
Trustee Agee.
Aye.
Trustee Langsfeld.
Aye.
Trustee Wolford.
Okay, motion passes. On the public comments, anybody here, any public comments? Okay, any old business? All righty, then let me give you the new business. I gave you a picture of these trees. I got an email from a lady who lives outside of town. She's got like 5 acres, and these trees are in the middle of her property. And she wanted to know if anybody had the ability or the want to remove these trees from her property and use them for whatever they want, free of charge. And I explained to her, we as a village don't have any equipment that's capable of handling trees this size, but if anybody knows any tree services or anybody who wants to use these like for Christmas trees and they got a big property they want to use it for, they can contact me and I'll get them in touch with this lady. And that's it, okay? Next is building permits. When we talked about making a reduction in fees for building permits, so Crystal and I were talking, and we averaged somewhere around $43 for the village for each permit, and the rest of it goes to the building inspectors and electrical inspectors and zoning people and all that. And I thought, because we were talking about maybe a discount, so I was thinking about maybe a 10% discount or a 20% discount for senior citizens, not on the total fee, but what what we charge as far as the village goes, the administration fee. So it would go from something like $43 to $34 or something like that if you're a senior citizen. So, we got any discussion on that?
That's a good idea.
I mean, I would like you to, to vote on this at the next meeting, so give it some consideration, okay? All right, next is Fox Valley Internet. We got a new contract from Fox Valley Internet. They have signed the contract with the changes that we made, so I'll go over the highlights of this thing. This is for 3 years. Each has the option of extending it for a year. We have to give 60 days notice, or they have to give 60 days notice if we're going to terminate, okay? And basically, we're going to get 150% of what the fee used to be. So I think it was like $1 a customer, now it's going to be $1.50 a customer. And every month when they when they pay the bill, they have to give us a list of the customers that they have on the account so that we know it's accurate. Those are basically the major items, right? Okay, everything else pretty much stays the same. So you all have a copy of it and a copy of the resolution that goes along with it to adopt this lease. So I would appreciate it if you could review these before the next meeting so we can vote on it. Okay?
So what do we approximately get out of this per year?
Say that again?
How much do we get every year on this?
Well, it's gonna be about $2,500. It ain't gonna be no big money, okay?
I was just wondering, because I think it cost us
All right. Next on here is the amendment. to
1,500 and something just for the attorney.
Change the code 8-2-11-1A. This is the pre-annexation requirement that we have in our code for people outside the village limits that want to use our water system. We already talked about this a bit, but I want to have Tom work up an ordinance to change this so that if it can be elective on both parts, but not mandatory. Okay? I don't care if it's a single house or the trailer park. If somebody wants to hook into our water system, I don't necessarily think we have to make them annex to the village to do that, especially with what we're trying to accomplish now. So,
With what you're talking about accomplishing now, one thing I do want to bring up out there is the live power lines over top of those trailers out there.
yeah,
Um,
that's out of our jurisdiction.
Yeah, but that's a risk that,
Well, I understand it may be a risk, but that's county, and we don't have anything that we can do about it. Now, if we annex them into town, we can make them do lots of things, but that's not what I really don't want to get involved in that as far as the village goes. I wouldn't want to have power lines running over the top of my house either, but that's not our jurisdiction.
has the village ever thought of purchasing that property to get rid of that and then turn it into, it's kind of
Well,
prime
there's
real
two
estate
things that have
area
to
out
happen,
there.
okay? First of all, he can't do anything with that property until he has a secondary water source. He is on EPA restriction. He can't sell it, he can't do much of anything with it, okay? So even if we wanted to buy it from him, he couldn't do it until he fixes this problem.
If I might.
Yeah.
The other thing you need to remember is, unless you have a TIF, which there was years and years ago, a possible proposal to TIF that area, a tax increment financing district. The tax increment financing district gives the village powers well beyond their normal powers. Our normal powers don't allow us to buy private property for anything other than a public purpose. So we can't buy it to flip it, or we can't buy it to create investment property. We can only buy things for a public purpose, create a parking lot, put in a road, build a municipal building. So we kind of can't speculate on what might be prime real estate. We might encourage a developer to do that and, talk with them about how we can help them if they do it, but we really can't.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Tom put together an ordinance to take that requirement out of there and word it properly, okay? Then that'll be the first step I want to do before we go any further with this thing. Okay, the next thing is the tax abatement ordinance. We talked about this last year. Our sewer plant bond was written so that it could either be paid for by corporate funds that we have in our accounts, or we levy a tax for everybody to pay for through their property tax. Since we have the funds, we can abate the tax. So the tax, the entire amount is $268,125, which is this year's payment. Then we'll do the same thing next year for the final payment, and then after that, we don't have to worry about it anymore. So again, take this home, read it, and we'll vote on this at our next meeting, okay? And this 8-2-10-1, which I gave you a copy, it's in your thingy, in your pamphlet thing here, is exactly where we want to take that requirement out of the code for the outside village limit users. The next thing on here, trustee Wakely?
Mr. President,
Yes.
you said you were going to mention about a Medicare lady coming.
Oh,
to the
yes, I'm
village.
sorry. My wife and I went to a brunch/bingo event at the American Legion Hall in Belvedere last week, and there was a lady there who does Medicare. And for all of you who are on Medicare, the open enrollment period started October 7th, and it ends December 15th, I think it is. And according to her, she said there's been a lot of changes made to this year's Medicare programs, and you need to know about them before you make a decision on renewing your insurance. So we have arranged for her to come in 2 days next month. This is a free service. You don't have to pay her anything. And she represents quite a number of insurance companies in this area, so she knows what's going on, so she can make recommendations based on your income, what kind of drugs you use, what kind of, medical history you have, et cetera. So Crystal's gonna put out something on our website and on her Facebook page with the 2 days. One of the days I know is gonna be on a Saturday, so some people can get in here on a Saturday to do it, all right? And I just think it would be a good thing for all of us old folks to take advantage of while she's available, okay? Okay, trustee Wilcox?
Nothing at this time.
All right. Trustee Galassi, the water report?
Ian said we have started back up on our valve locating and excising program. We have ordered the new pumps for the main lift station, and when those come in, we will have the last pump sent out for repair. We have gotten on a rebuild program with Aquafix to rebuild the plant after it was washed out during the rain event a couple of weeks ago. As of now, we are only running on one pump, and the big trash pump is set up as a backup. We are only using that as necessary.
Okay, and that's, I got nothing extra. Nothing's happened that I know of since then. All right, trustee AG.
Christmas in Capron, I'm looking for a budget of $350 to $400 for food, decorations, craft for the kids. Blessing boxes, I spoke with Empower Boone, they have what is called a blessing box at their facility. It's a box full of non-perishables such as pastas, canned goods, that the neighbors in the neighborhood are allowed to come and take as needed. Empower Boone replenishes them as well as the neighbors replenish them. They would like to know if they can put up a couple more blessing boxes around the village here. One being here at Village Hall, one possibly by the sign, one in the subdivision by the pump house. They've also asked about putting one by the trailer park. Steve contacted the owner of the trailer park. He said okay to that one being put up. The pantry has the boxes. They will install them and they will stock them for the first time and then fill them as needed. Residents are encouraged to take what is needed and then add non-perishables back to the box that they don't need for another family. Community events coming up is October 20th at 12 p.m. is the senior gather at the Lions Club. On the 31st is Halloween trick-or-treat from 4 to 7, followed by a parade from the fire station to the Lions Club for refreshments. For the bicentennial, or the sesquicentennial, I have actually put out quite a few feelers to get quotes. Currently, I have one quote back for the Carnival / Bounce Houses in the South, which you guys have, and one quote for security. I should be getting quotes, let's see. I have one more quote for security, should be coming to me this week. Crystal has an email out whether or not we need to have extra insurance through the village for the one-time event, or if the insurance we currently have would cover it. I have quotes out for advertising in 4 newspapers. I actually have a meeting with the Boone County Journal tomorrow. I have a meeting with Town Square Media on the 13th. I've talked to Harvard Community Radio, and I also have another meeting to be set up with Midwest Family regarding radio. I have pricing going to be sent to me from the Shopper and the Journal, and I have 2 more newspapers that I have quotes out to, they just not have returned them.
And I would like to add that the Lions Club does not want to have carnival rides, like Tilt-A-Whirl and stuff like that, because it's going to tear up their property, so that's not going to be an option. So if you would look over this document, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. This is like an all-in-one thing,
So
okay?
you're not looking to individually, like, look for volunteers to do something and do things with your friends and family to put this on? You're looking for strictly no involvement from anyone in the community? You're looking to hire everything done?
No, we would still need volunteers from the community as well.
Because what I'm, and maybe I'm wrong here, but it looks like this quote is including 3 games for kids, some blow-ups, some cotton candy, some popcorn. That's pretty much it? Is that what I'm seeing here?
That's the only quote I've gotten back so far.
And that's for $45,000?
Yes,
Wow. I would kind of, have you talked to the Methodist Church at all? They put the
I
same
just
type
talked
of
to the
event
lady
on.
this morning, and I'm going to be contacting her tomorrow.
Because she could probably give you a much better idea. I mean, maybe they'd even be willing to let you use some of their stuff, I don't know. But there is an Oriental Trading website where you can get a lot of trinket toys. We've put on events here before for the village like this, and nowhere did it come to even a tenth of this money. Just would be my recommendation. And with the security, I'm curious as to why we may think we need security officers. We've never had that in town events. We've just, I mean, it's a kind of, I mean, what
Well, it's
are you
like milk
expecting?
days. It's like milk days. They have officers, like 10, 15 officers.
But they have a
walking
police
around.
department right there, and they're a much larger community. This is a small community that, I don't think the Methodist Church ever hires security over there when they do their event. We didn't do it in the past here when we've done events for the village. I just don't know if that's an expense that needs to incur either. Just putting it out there.
If we're gonna advertise it though,
We're gonna have people come from everywhere if they
Yeah,
come.
what is the numbers?
It would be
Do we have
security
any
would be
idea?
peace of mind.
Yeah.
And are we
Especially,
gonna
that's a
allow,
small percentage, and I do see it's not that large that,
are we gonna allow alcohol?
Well, we have a bar in town,
Well,
which,
yeah, I understand that, okay?
there's
But
some
if
businesses.
we're gonna, if we allow alcohol, and it isn't just the people in town that we have to worry about, then I would worry about security.
It'll get rowdy.
I'm sorry, but the times are not like they were 50
Yeah.
years ago.
Well, and like I said, it looks like her highest here is like $2,500, so that's not a huge
I still
concern.
have one more quote coming for security as well.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with, a few games and some blow-ups. I know a guy that'll do blow-ups for nothing. $45,000 is a lot. A lot for what little you're,
But they're
I'd be
also
interested to
providing
see.
staff and everything for it too.
well, that's why I was asking if she was looking to have people do things, or if this is completely one big deal and they're putting all the staff out there, they're putting it all together, nobody has to do anything, we just,
They bring it in, they put it up, they break it down.
so there's no one needed then?
The
No
only
friends,
thing-
families, none
As
of
far as I
us?
know, no, the only thing they said would be provide table and chairs. And that's for some of the games and things.
And maybe in this community with the low percentage of volunteerism, maybe that's what you have to do. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's very possible, this may have to be the way you go.
Yeah.
And I understand that too.
What, Aaron?
is there waivers that parents would have to sign for kids to go on?
Well, they've got
certain
insurance, it says right
blow-up
here, they carry $3 million worth of general liability insurance, plus workman's comp and commercial automobile liability.
stuff? Okay.
And,
Okay.
and the rides that they're talking about are just bounce houses like the obstacle course and things like that.
Right.
But I can double check with her if they need to have waivers as well.
Yeah. And is fireworks an option or
No.
probably not?
No.
No. We don't really have a locale to do that. I mean, you could think about doing it at the softball field or something, but that's really a confined space, all right? And it would be weather dependent, and I just, I don't know. I mean, we would have to get the fire department involved with that for sure, okay? But, yeah, and that's not cheap either.
Right.
Okay, so if this looks like $45,000 for this, okay, I can imagine what a fireworks display is gonna
Another
cost,
50,
so,
easy.
yeah.
It's $1,000 a
So,
minute.
and this provides no
I've-
food, correct?
I've engaged fireworks,
just- no, that
it's
just
$1,000 a
provides-
minute.
$1,000 a minute?
Popcorn and
Yeah, so there
candy.
you go.
But we were also thinking about
So a
having
half hour
food
show
trucks.
is $30,000.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I would recommend letting this guy that's servicing us now with the taco truck,
He's one of them, yeah.
and then that combined with, you've got your pizza parlor, you've
Rose's,
got
we
your
Stumble, yeah.
stumble in, you've got your local businesses, and,
I say that's
I think it's a good
why-
opportunity
And
to
that's still
help
still on my
them.
to-do
oh, I
list.
thought so too, yes.
Then
Yeah.
you bring in all these food trucks and then your local businesses suffer.
No, that's on my to-do list too, I just haven't done
So I could see bringing in like the one guy that, he's the taco guy, he's
Yeah,
here all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
Alfredo's.
Give him that
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
and then have your locals, that way you're dealing with all local food.
And that is on my to-do list as well.
Same with the alcohol, let them get it from the bar, let them have that liability. Mhm. Let them
well,
worry
my
about
only
like having
concern,
booze on the street.
that's why I was talking security, because even if they were at the bar can only hold so many people, okay? And if it gets crowded in there and somebody has a little bit too much to drink, you never know what's gonna happen. And yeah, we know the people in town, but we don't know the people out of town,
Yeah,
so,
and they'll help keep the booze off the street.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they'll help the bar too, so.
Okay,
Is there, like, a specific event tied to, Capron that, like, we can incorporate in the sesquicentennial? Because
No.
here it's just like, it's games.
I don't know, I don't,
see any.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a, like a singular historical event that happened in Capron that we could, you know, like the flood of '82 or something. I don't know that anything like that has
Get
ever
a wave
happened here.
This is a two-day event, I'm
Yeah.
seeing.
You know, the day the bull got loose at
Saturday.
the carnival or something, at the rodeo or something, but, yeah, I don't know that there's anything that we can symbolize, if you will.
I didn't know.
If anybody out there has any suggestions, they can send them to us, okay? All right, that it?
Yes.
Okay, trustee Lacewell? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Actually, I like to say.
What, you got something?
Yeah, because you skipped me.
I skipped you. I said trustee Wakely.
Yeah, then I got skipped this all.
Oh, okay, all right.
I got my haunted house up and running. I will be open every Friday and Saturday till Halloween. If you're interested, just shoot me a message or email. I did register a submission to go be advertised on a website, Illinois Haunted Houses. It's like all local haunted houses around Illinois and everything like that. And yeah, it's free of charge. Great time.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, then as a final note, if anybody who's walking around or driving around and they see a pothole or something that needs to be taken care of, let Village Hall know and we'll get Skylar on it to get it taken care of, okay?
130 Rainbow.
All right.
Oh, and just
Is
one
that
last,
it?
just one last note, just so it is part of the knowledge for the meeting. I talked to Crystal about, a resident came to me about the museum searching out sports memorabilia and trophies and things like that from our high school. We do have boxes downstairs of them, so Crystal's gonna contact them tomorrow and then I'll help get them.
Yeah, we'll get them
over.
over there.
Yeah, we'll get them over. So just so that it is public
Okay.
knowledge.
Anything else?
That's it.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Brandon Bilstein.
Oh, we gotta sign the bill. Yeah. Don't go nowhere, we gotta sign the bill.